Okay, welcome back everyone. My dough took 5 hours and 50 minutes to bulk ferment. So what's going to happen is I'm going to dump it out onto the counter and shape it into a ball as best I can. Now I know it's done bulk fermenting because it's bubbly, it's jiggly, and it pulls away from the side when I pull it away. So I'm going to dump it out. I'm going to shape it into a ball and let it rest for 10 minutes while it's covered. And then I'm going to do a final shaping. So you'll see here that I'm just coaxing it away from the edge a little bit. And then just flipping it over and letting it come out of the bowl on its own. And the bowl will be relatively clean. Okay? And now I'm going to use my bench scraper and not smooth it, but sort of smooth it into a round shape and create some tension. You want to create surface tension so you get a really good oven spring when you put it in the oven. And it'll rise. That's what oven spring is. It rises in the oven. So you want to give it as much tension as you possibly can at this point. And just, try to keep it into a ball. Mine isn't that great. But anyway, you'll cover it with a cloth for about 10 minutes. And then you'll do the final shaping. In the meantime, you can clean up, take care of anything that needs taken care of, and wait for your 10 minutes to be up. So, there's one thing that I wanted to say about the shaping process. When it's ready to go, to be final shaped, you don't want to use a lot of flour. If you feel that your dough is really sticky and hard to manage, then use some flour. But my dough doesn't feel like that to me, so I'm only going to use a tiny bit of rice flour. And I'm going to sprinkle the surface and the counter, and then flip my dough onto it. And now I'm going to laminate it. And laminating just means stretching it out into a shape that will enable you to roll it into a ball or a boule. And once you get it into your shape, you're going to burrito fold it, which means you're going to fold one side over to the middle and then fold the other side over on top of that one. So you're folding one side over and then folding the other side over. And then you're going to roll it up from the bottom and shape it into a ball. And what you're going to do is keep your pinky on the counter and do a candy cane motion. So you're going to go up and curve and down, up and curve and down. And that is going to create surface tension and tighten your boule, okay? Now you want to put it into if I'm using a batard, so what I want to do here, besides pop all the bubbles that are on the surface, I want to get it into an oval shape. So I'm going to flour the surface, and then I am going to use my bench scraper and my hands to get it into an oval. And then I'm going to pick it up and flip it into the Banneton. Oh boy, I can't talk. So you see here I'm shaping it into the oval. A little more tension. There it is. Again, shape it into an oval. Make sure you have enough surface tension. Then you're going to pick it up with your bench scraper and flip it into your Banneton. And I'm still not good at this. But my loaves still come out okay. So, again, flip it in, and now we're just going to pull one side over to the other and stitch the loaf. And this is going to create even more tension. And if you don't feel that you're doing that well enough, all you have to do is pinch the seam. Just make sure it's shut. Okay? And then you're going to sprinkle it with some flour. I'm using rice flour. And cover it with your plastic wrap or whatever it is that you want to cover it with. You can cover it with a towel. You can cover it with paper towel. I like to cover it completely with my disposable shower cap. And what is going to happen now is I am going to leave it on the counter for today it was about 15 minutes, but sometimes up to a half an hour to give it a jump start on its final rise. And because you have to remember that once you put it in the refrigerator, it's not going to be cold right away. It's still going to be warm, so it's going to continue to rise. And then it'll slow down as it cools off. So keep that in mind. And while you're at it, come back tomorrow and so we can bake our loaves. And you all have a lovely, lovely rest of the night.